And now it's time for our startup pitches. You know that tonight's event stands under the topic Innovation in a Time of Crisis. And startups are known for the innovative and agile ways. And during the global pandemic, many of them have utilized their expertise to effectively adapt their technologies to meet an immediate need, namely to contain the spread of COVID-19. And with the following pitches, we want to give you 4 examples of Singaporean startups that have really inspiring projects and businesses that some of them really adapted to this crisis. And yeah, we have 4 pitches. Each of them has 3 minutes. You have the chance, the audience, to post questions in the channel. Take only maximum 1, maximum 2 afterwards directly. The other ones, please save them for the breakout session later on when you talk to them one-on-one. And our first startup is uHoo and the founder Dustin. Let's see if the technique works and if we can hear him. Yes.
Hello.
Does it work?
All right.
I'm looking for my colleagues. Okay, Dustin, can you share your screen with us?
Okay, can you see it now? All right, perfect. All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dustin, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of uHoo. And uHoo is your first step to clean air. And the reason why we say that is because before you can do something meaningful with your indoor environment, you need to know what's going on. And when you take action, it always goes back to the data to know whether the action that you've taken is effective or not. So what we do is we tell you, oh, the screen's not working. There. So what we do is we tell you exactly what you breathe, so you know how to improve it. And what we built is a hardware device, and all you have to do is plug it in for power, connect it to your Wi-Fi network, and you get all your data available on the uHoo mobile app. And if you're a business customer, you also get a dashboard. You get your data, you get insights, you get alerts, you get tips, you get recommendations on how to improve the quality of your air. You can also integrate uHoo with different devices in the market, such as Alexa, Google Home, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, your thermostats to automate certain parts of your home to ensure clean air. And if you're a business customer, we can also integrate it directly to your HVAC system to automate your building. And we are the most comprehensive indoor air sensor in the market. We measure 9 air quality parameters because air is a cocktail of things, and you need to be able to cover majority of the things so that you would be able to find solutions to address any environmental or air quality problems. And most recently, because of the COVID-19 situation, just last month, we released the virus index. This is a world first, and it's the only real-time assessment of COVID-19 survival and transmission risk within an indoor environment using air quality data. So by understanding the environment that you're staying in, you would be able to create an environment that is optimal for your health and that is detrimental to the virus so that you can reduce the risk of it surviving and also being transmitted within an indoor space. And in terms of our presence around the world, we sell our product to consumers worldwide, and we have approximately 120 corporate accounts in more than 10 countries. And the value proposition that we provide to our business customers are in 4 main aspects. First is really the health and productivity of the occupants inside a building. It also enhances the health and well-being of your employees. We also help you obtain sustainability certifications, such as the LEED standard in the US, the BREEAM in Europe, or WELL or RESET. We also help real estate developers or building owners generate new revenue streams. And by utilizing the same data, you can integrate it with the building and also save energy because you can optimize your HVAC systems much better. And just to share with you some case studies, for example, CapitaLand, it's one of the largest real estate developers in Singapore. They were looking for business opportunities that create health and well-being and sustainability benefits. And they want to make sure that all of their buildings would eventually become green in a few years' time. And as a way of differentiating themselves as well, because real estate is already becoming a commodity. So they want to position themselves as a healthy building player. And what we've done is we were able to help them ensure that their building stayed at comfortable levels. And they now started marketing their building as well. They integrated our solution with the digital signages at the lobbies of the building, and they publicly display air quality data. That way, they educate both their tenants and also their visitors on what air quality is like, how good they're maintaining the building. And now they also use the product that we provide them as an input for green building certification. Another client we have would be the Port of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. They own majority of the buildings around the port and also the port. And a lot of their tenants in the building were complaining about discomfort, feeling sick. There's a stench in the building. They get a dry throat. They get an asthma attack. And there's no air quality data to be able to manage the building. When they hired a contractor asked them to purchase new equipment worth 150,000 US dollars to retrofit the new building with new systems. And none of their tenants wanted to renew the lease because everybody was feeling sick. And the whole idea of this was, why do you need to retrofit your building when it's brand new? You just need to know how to manage it. So what we did was we deployed our solution inside the building, and we told them, don't do anything, let's understand what's going on. And based on the data that we have, we start adjusting the systems. And from that, they were able to ensure that the building stayed at comfortable levels. Dry throat decreased, complaints decreased, people felt healthier. And as a totality in quantitative form, 95% of complaints disappeared. So that was a massive improvement. And they didn't need to retrofit the building with new systems because now they know how to manage it, and they were able to save 150,000 US dollars. And the best part of this was all of their tenants renew their leases. So it's a fully occupied building now. So these are the general benefits that we provide using data with using AI in order to enhance the health and well-being of our clients, and also to enhance the value of their building. And so today we're also looking for expansion into Germany. We do have partners in Germany more on the B2C side. We're looking for partners on the B2B side now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your pitch. Let me see. We have one question in the channel, which is, what do you do once the uHoo tells you that there are toxins in the air?
Yeah, the uHoo app would be able to provide you with different tips or recommendations on what you can do to improve it. For example, if let's say there's too much carbon dioxide, it means you don't have enough ventilation. So it's a good one good thing to do that is to adjust your HVAC system either in the home or in your office. Or if you don't have an HVAC system, you just need to open your windows to let fresh air in and pull out the stale air. That's one way. If there are too much dust particles, the solution is usually a purifier, and depends on the other parameters. We measure 9, so there are a lot of different solutions.
Okay. And what are your channels to reach customers?
It depends. If we're
looking for B2B partners, right?
Yes, for B2C, it's retailers. For B2B, it's channel partners who sell to B2B clients. Yeah.
Then we have, is there potential to use the uHoo system to monitor the air quality, especially now with COVID, in airports and or airplanes?
Airplanes, no, but airport, Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam is our client. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the virus index is a good estimate.
So maybe the last question: when can we buy a uHoo in the store in Germany?
You can buy it in Amazon Germany or elv.de, Mediola, Homatic. We're in roughly 6-7 stores in Germany.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much for your pitch.
All right. Thank you, Marissa. Thank you, everyone.
We're going to be available later for conversations with our viewers in one of the breakout sessions. So we'll see you then. Thank you. So next up, we have Lionsbot. Lionsbot was founded in 2018 and provides autonomous cleaning robots, something that obviously has gained great importance in the last time. And we have Dylan here from Lionsbot. We look forward to your pitch.
Yes, you could see my slides introducing Lionsbot. Okay, perfect. Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm co-founder of Lionsbot in Singapore. We're a young company. We have three co-founders, my wife and I, and Professor Mohan from SUTD. So we make cleaning robots in Singapore. We manufacture them in Singapore too. Right now, we have about 48 full-time engineers, and we do everything in-house from mechanical design to proprietary cleaning mechanisms, circuit boards, cloud apps, nav stack, firmware, you name it, we did it all in-house. So the robots we do are special because we don't just make cleaning robots, we make robots people love, which are high performance, beautiful, it just works with an interactive personality. We've won an award recently in May. This is considered the Oscars of the cleaning industry, the Amsterdam Innovation Award, and we have exported to 11 countries so far, including Germany, where we're working with Kenta, who is one of the leading distributors of cleaning equipment in Germany. Now, what's the Lionsbot difference? Well, you see, with one person with an app, you can operate many of our robots. So this is Lily, and she's a real-life 76-year-old cleaner, and she operates 4 robots at Harbourfront Centre every day in Singapore. And with one app, she can do the job of 5. This app is very easy to use. There are only 8 buttons, and anyone could use it. On top of that, we've got 4 different robots in our family: the scrub, vacuums, mops, and pulls. And what they do is give you a new level of productivity. So let me show you. All right, so this is a video. I hope you could see. Towards, and when things fly towards a robot, as usually robots, the robots have been seeing obstacles moving around live fluid motion. So actually the robot is moving quite fast. It's just the video is slower. And you can see that as the robot is going and as things come out, the robot can remember exactly where it is and around. So I'll just skip this because it's a bit slow. So with our advanced obstacle detection and avoidance, we are able to work in really, really deep crowds. Like this is Jewel at Changi Airport. It's a very beautiful place at our airport. Before COVID, there were loads and loads of tourists and also school children. And these children would jump in front of the robots and will hug the robots and climb on the robots. But our robots still survive and still clean, still does the job. On top of that, we are able to give the floor a really deep scrub. And you can see the white color portions are actually not light. They are cleanliness. And because we have an equalizer live calibration on that. On top of that, we also are good in our suction. And you could see how dry the robot is on a wet ground. As it moves across, the whole floor becomes bone dry. Because who says cleaning robots will perform worse than manual cleaning machines? With these robots, we have managed to help in the fight against COVID, where we were at Singapore Expo Center, and also we were profiled on various hospitals. We were also were profiled for relieving cleaners, so that all the cleaners could start doing their high-touch cleaning. Besides that, we also came up with additional robots. For example, this is the Leo Ray UVC robot. Now, tell me, how fast can a person disinfect a 25 square meter hotel room? With a manual wipe down, it's like 4.5 hours. Fogging and wipe down is 1.5. With a manual UVC setup, it's about 50 minutes. But if you do with our robot, it's just a single 3-minute UV shot for less than €1. MRSA destroyed at 500 square meters per hour. So this is what the robot looks like on the right-hand side. On the left is our first robot that during February, we were awarded a very quick turnaround project with Changi General Hospital, and we were to develop the world's most powerful UV robot. So with what we learned from that, we developed our Leo Ray, which is what you see on the right-hand side. And we sent our machines for testing. We had a great efficiency, log 5 efficacy, 99.999% at 3 meters in 3 minutes. So that is considered really good performance for a UVC robot. On top of that, because our robot was built on a robot platform, our nimble robot platform. So when things fly at it and all that, it can also move on. We also have a mapless disinfection approach. The mapless approach is such that if you have to enter a hot zone and just the robots without prior mapping, and there is a remote control that you just drive the robots in. So you could see how the robots are moving, and they're very, very nimble and very quick to use. So that's all I have. And if you want to find out more information, you could go to Lionsbot. Our YouTube channel at Lionsbot for Lionsbot. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your pitch, Dylan. Now it worked perfectly, except the videos maybe a little bit, but we could imagine what you wanted to show us, so thank you. We also got some questions for you. So first off, who's responsible for giving Lionsbot robots their names?
Well, we decided it together because Singapore is the Lion City. So Lionsbot coming from Lion City, that's why it's Lionsbot. But do you know whether our robots are male or female? Are they lions or lionesses? Make a guess.
Well, one of your robots is called Lily, so I guess it's a lioness, right?
Yeah, actually, Lily was the human cleaner. So the robots are lionesses because if you see the safari videos, it's the lionesses that hunt in a pack. And our robots work as a team because that's what cleaners do. They work as a team to accomplish the mission.
Okay, nice. All right, then we have here, let's see. Is there potential to use the robots to collect and analyze data on presence of pathogens?
Oh, okay. Because ours are cleaning robots, they move rather fast to cover a large area. We could use it to analyze some pathogens, but that could require a different sort of form factor and a different way of robotic movement. It is one of the potential things, but for now we are sticking towards cleaning because cleaning is about maximum area coverage and how clean the floor would be.
Right. Then we have, do you think you can use the robots in any other industry than the cleaning industry, that the system can be used for something else as well?
Definitely. In fact, with the same robotic base, we built a UV robot, which is for the healthcare industry. And we could also put robotic arms. We could also put security modules because it's the same autonomous movement and fluid motion, obstacle avoidance that we have created. And also the entire workflow, which is very seamless and very easy to use.
Okay, two more quick questions. One is, what are you looking for? Who should approach you later? Are you looking for cooperation partners? Are you looking for capital?
Yes. For now, what we are looking for is cooperation partners. In terms of capital, we've raised our own pre-A funding recently, and more important is to make more friends. Get to know people who are interested, and to see how we could work together.
And one last question, because I read that the robots can play music and that they can even rap. What are their favorite artists?
Yeah, actually, what the robots are very family friendly. So their rap songs are also very family friendly lyrics. So they're not dark. Don't worry. And they can sing along as they clean. Sometimes you can catch the robot singing a nursery rhyme, and they're just very happy. But we're also mindful, if it's like midnight and you're all alone with the robot, that it doesn't sing songs on its own. It may scare people. Usually, they operate the robot in the daytime.
Yeah, and then they can spread joy as well. I guess that's the idea behind it. Thank you so much, Dylan.
Thank you.
You can join him later in the breakout session, but thank you for now.
Sure. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Let's continue with the next startup. With AuMed. AuMed was founded in 2017, making COVID-19 tests more effectively using 3D technology. And we have Sean here to pitch us the startup.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm delighted to be here. My name is Sean, the General Manager of AuMed. At AuMed, our mission is to use technology to enhance and complement the gold standard in the medical industries. And the current gold standard in our field are cadavers, basically plasticized human anatomy. And we are here to change how individuals learn and absorb medical knowledge. So what's the problem that people face right now? With traditional mode of studies, books, anatomy models, they're often static and unrealistic, and very often based on healthy anatomies. And for diseased ones, they can only rely on traditional imagery techniques such as X-ray and MRI. A study finds that over a 2-week period, an adult remembers 90% of what is said and done if they're able to simulate the real experience. And only 10% are able to remember based on what they read. And this is exactly what our solution addresses. Some background before I start the video on this model. At the height of the pandemic situation in Singapore, many individuals actually volunteered to help with the swab testing process. However, they have no experience in this area, and we got a request from a government ministry to provide a solution as there was nothing in the market that meets their needs. First thing you will notice is that in the model, it's made clear to allow trainees to understand the entire swabbing process. In addition, clinicians want volunteers to experience a real swabbing process, and as such, critical points such as nose, tongue, as well as swabbing points like the pharyngeal and turbinates are made with tactile functionality in mind. The entire process from design to small batch manufacturing took us approximately 4 days. So why are we operating in this market? In the research report, the medical simulation market is projected to be about 3.7 billion by 2025, a 5-year CAGR of 14.6%. And these growths are attributed to the benefits of simulation technologies over traditional learning, increasing demand for minimally invasive treatments. And with right now, COVID, this will speed up the way that transformation goes with going to move to digital. Within the entire market, our addressable market is about 25% categorized as high fidelity simulators. Most existing solutions are single modality due to the manufacturing techniques. We adopt 3D printing technologies to produce these simulators. So one of the things that... Sorry, can you hear me? Yeah, okay, sorry. So, sorry, give me a second while I continue. So you were stopping. Is it okay right now? Can you see the screen? Sorry. Okay. So I in the slide, I've highlighted AR, VR, as many will assume that they are our direct competitors. In actual fact, we complement them very well, as many doctors that we spoke to feedback that tactile realism is more critical than visual realism. So let me just show you some progress we've made. This is a quick slide to show you that how, even though that the human anatomy is very complex, we've actually managed to complete numerous projects with various health institutions and medical device companies in Singapore. If you look at the groups, it's hospital and medical device companies. It represents more than 50% of the user profiles for these simulators. However, as we plan to go international with our product and services, it was derailed due to COVID. But with the model, we managed to make a splash on both local as well as international media with our model, and the data collected shows that our posts have been linked by over 500 domains around the world. So that's all and good. But most important, the thing behind all of it, myself, I'm in charge of strategy and business development. Catherine for R&D as well as production. Jeff in the area of marketing and media. So why are we here? We're actually looking for partners that can bring in more international early adopters and assist us with our go-to-market strategy as we internationalize our products, while at the same time scaling up our team. And at AuMed, we will enhance the way of learning and become the norm for the learning in the medical industries. So if you'd like to take part in this revolution, please feel free to get in touch with me after the pitch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sean. We have several questions in the chat. Let me read them out to you. The first one is, who would be your dream customer in Germany?
Definitely, right now, if you're looking at the specific to the COVID model, it will be, let's say, a trainer or hospital that's training a lot of volunteers or nurses to do the swabbing process. I think that it's, humans are basically opaque. You cannot see what's going on. So our models actually allows them to get insight. Over the long run, probably a medical device companies that is willing to take our products, work with the different institutions or clinicians in Germany, in Europe, to see how we can offer our solutions to them as well.
Mm-hmm. Are you actively planning your expansion to Germany right now?
Right now, we have already a set of products. We are looking to actually export it, to actually find partners that we can collaborate with to understand what is the local market, and then see how we can so-called localize the solution to the local, let's say, demography.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then we have here, how long did it take for you to be able to offer a new model that can be used for training the corona tests?
So for the corona test, the entire process from design to fabrications, it's about 4 days. It really depends on what.
Wow, that's really quick.
Yeah, so it's the most important the first day where we actually, let's say T-1 day, we actually understand from the clinicians what do they actually need. By identifying what the requirements are, we can start the design process immediately, and that cannot speed up the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then we have the same question again that also Dustin got earlier. What are your channels to reach customers?
Right now, we don't have any channels. We are in the mode of trying to find partners that we can work with together, understand the local market as well as regulations, kind of areas, and then we will look to establish that over the long run as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then we have here the question: how has demand changed during the last 6 months? I can imagine it has risen quite a lot. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how you managed to tackle this change in demand for your product?
We are seeing a uptick right now because the fact is that people are trying to grapple with the actual, at the early stage of the pandemic, everybody was looking at swabs, face shields, etc. Training areas was at a later stage where things kind of settle down. But it depends on the region. In the US, I think they're still trying to grapple with the actual front line. Whereas other countries, in other regions, we are able to spend a bit more time on the education phase. So different regions are facing at different phases right now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sean. We are going to move on to the next startup, but also, again, our viewers can talk to you later in the breakout sessions. But thank you for now.
Sure, thank you.
We're going to go ahead with Avar from Cynopsis. Cynopsis was founded in 2014, so they have been around for a few more years than the other teams. They are a RegTech company focusing on anti-money laundering and countering terrorism financing with a financing software. Avar, the stage is yours.
Thanks, Marissa. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be on the event today. My name is Ava Hill, and I co-founded Cynopsis in Singapore in 2014. Listed below are just a number of companies that we work with and partners that we also work with. Cynopsis is a B2B regulatory technology company that's focused on KYC, KYB, and AML. What we basically do is we combine deep regulatory expertise and knowledge with the latest functional technologies. And basically what our innovative software does is it provides a cost-effective, secure, and scalable solution for our clients. And what we basically do for our clients is help them keep pace with regulatory change while minimizing undue compliance costs. Okay. Now, as I said, we started and were founded in Singapore in 2014, and we're really at that stage where we're a scale-up rather than a startup. We have offices in Singapore, in London, where I'm based, and I'm responsible for the expansion of the business into EMEA. But we also have offices in Taiwan, Vietnam, and we're going to open our office in the Middle East in August in Abu Dhabi. Okay, what we have is 4 integrated products that basically help our clients with the complete onboarding, KYC, KYB, AML process, and it's modular in nature. And right now, we support about 1,600 clients across 28 different jurisdictions, okay? And I won't go into the detail of it, but basically, historically, this process has been rather manual, rather paper-based, and just because it's mundane and repetitive does not mean that it's not important. And actually, if you get it wrong or you do it poorly, it can have some quite substantial impacts to companies, okay? From both a financial fines perspective and a reputational perspective. But also one of the most important things is that first interaction with your client is so very important. And to make it a pleasant experience and a smooth experience is becoming increasingly important as companies move to mobile digital interfaces. So what we do is we look at digital verification, we look at the eKYC process and transaction monitoring. And we basically deploy this through the cloud to make it fast, logical, and easy to implement. Now, as was already mentioned, the pandemic has had substantial impacts on many, many different people. From our perspective, it's actually increased and accelerated the digital adoption, and we're seeing a huge increase in business all around the globe. So in a nutshell, that was really Cynopsis, where we came from, what we're doing, and where we're headed. So I'll stop sharing the screen at that point.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for your pitch.
You're welcome.
Let's see what we have for questions. Okay, Kirsty is asking, do your products help startups gauge the market before entering, especially for KYC, or are these products mostly aimed at larger, more established businesses?
That's a very good question. Actually, if you break down that 1,600 clients that we have, we support about 250 fintech organizations, because very often they're looking to disrupt the market, and what they don't really appreciate when they start up is that they need to comply with the legacy regulations to allow them to receive their licensing. So BaFin in Germany, whatever it might be, insists that the startup is and has the compliance in place. That's why so many work with us, because we plug into them via an API, and basically we can do and help them with all that in the background. So the answer is we support and work with the broad spectrum, from small startups through to large organizations.
Right, thank you. Then next question, have you seen a spike in money laundering during the crisis, seen as the governments have other challenges to deal with right now due to Corona? Interesting.
That's another good question. Unfortunately, naughty people remain naughty people, okay? And are not great respecters of the medical crisis that we're going through. So unfortunately, the answer to that is yes. One of our largest clients is an e-commerce platform, and we do transaction monitoring for them for about 500 million transactions a year. And we monitor and follow the suspicious activity. And unfortunately, there has been an increase in the activity over the last few months. So unfortunately, the answer to that question is yes, regrettably.
Yeah. Let's hope that the governments can soon or have the situation under control.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Well, you've told us in your pitch that you're planning or you're in the midst of your global expansion, opening up offices everywhere. How are you going about it for your expansion into the German market?
So I've already been to Germany a number of times, and we're talking to the Enterprise Singapore people and looking to start a POC basically with a large financial institution, just as a proof of concept into that market. But we're already supporting some of those fintechs that we support are German based, so we're already entering the market.
Great. Well, if you come by in Munich, give us a call.
I will, for sure.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, Ava. We're going to see you later in the breakout sessions.
Great, thank you.
So that was our 4 startup pitches, all very different, but all very interesting. So thank you to the 4 founders.